Good evening, all of you. Welcome to the second webinar of the series of webinars organized by Ag-Biz Society. I am Chatur Ratnayaka, the president of Ag-Biz Society. Ag-Biz Society of the Department of Agribusiness Management was formed with the intention of providing quality academic exposure, promoting extracurricular activities, cohesion, and networking among the students to meet career aspiration of skill for the betterment of the student. It gives me great pleasure to extend a warm welcome on behalf of Ag-Biz Society, Department of Agribusiness Management, Faculty of Agriculture and Plantation Management, Wayam University of Sri Lanka. First of all, I appreciate your interest in exploring these opportunities in this pandemic period by joining our online webinar session conducting on agriculture value chain and entrepreneurship, accessing the outgoing need for education. Ag-Biz Society decided on setting up a proper online session for everyone, where there will be provide with high quality entrepreneurship, stand, skill, and learn in a competitive and challenge environment. The main objective of the webinar program is develop entrepreneur skill of students, explore new opportunities, discuss and identify common issues related to the corporate world, aiming exposure and problem solution skill development of students. Today we are pleased to welcome one such great resource person, consultant of youth entrepreneurship development, Mr. Niwantha Kanuwana. We proudly welcome you, sir. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation to grace the second webinar session. To achieve every step in success, there were always some valuable person behind us, especially Senior Professor J.C. Edrisinghe, Dean, Faculty of Agriculture and Plantation Management, under whose guidance the society was formed. Professor HMLK Herath, Head, Department of Agribusiness Management, and Dr. JMM Udugama, Senior Treasurer of Ag-Biz Society, and all other respected academic staff of Wayam University of Sri Lanka. Once again, I welcome you all. There is a kindly reminder, as you already know, by joining us, we will be awarded with a valuable certificate of participation. So we will upload a link below in the chat box. Please spare a few minutes to fill out the information for the certificate while you are in the session. If you have filled the form by email which received, no need to submit again. I would like to introduce and invite today's resource person. He is a consultant, youth entrepreneur development, smallholder agribusiness partnership program at Mahaveli Agriculture, Irrigation and Rural Development, and currently he provides his service at Ministry of Agriculture. He is Mr. Niwantha Kanuwana. Your great graceful presence at this webinar session as the Ministry of Agriculture will be source of inspiration for the youth. So this invitation for you. I hope you all will have a great time. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Chatura. I hope that everyone can hear me. So it's a great pleasure as well as an honor to resource this seminar, this webinar. Being a past graduate of the Wamba University in the same faculty of Agriculture, as well as a person who has been in the industry for last 10, 12 years. And this is kind of a great opportunity for me to share what we have learned, what we have heard, what we have seen during last 1 decade maybe in agriculture and agri sector in various perspectives. So when I was invited by the society, and, it was my first intention to have a good kind of a good topic to this webinar. Then of course I thought that to give some kind of a holistic approach to agriculture as well as its agriculture value chains, I selected the blend of these two topics. One is this agriculture value chains, the other one is this entrepreneurship. Actually, the objective of this the objective of this webinar session, there are three actually, which I try to reach you at the end of this webinar. One is understand what is a value chain. What is a value chain? Now, value chain has become a very popular and a frontier kind of an topic in this sector. So, value chain, understanding a value chain is quite important for everybody. As well as the next one is to identify the gaps of a value chain. The third one, identify the entrepreneurship opportunities in agriculture value chains. Now we are focusing this webinar first to identify what is the value chain, then what are the value chain gaps, and how a person can become an entrepreneur by looking at these value chain gaps. Because it is quite important. Right, okay. I think you need to play the slides, right? Okay. Right. Now hope you can have a better look on that. So now entrepreneurship is actually a kind of a concept as well as a kind of an ongoing area of learning here in Sri Lanka. But many people have kind of a misunderstanding about entrepreneurship. And now also they have a little worry about how this entrepreneurship is being sourced. Where are the source of this entrepreneurship? From where it comes? So that's why I am trying to fetching you from where you can be an entrepreneur. So how you can be an entrepreneur by looking at the agricultural value chain. So this is the content of this webinar. First, so actually during my session, I just thought of having kind of a mixed language for your convenience. I know that people might feel a bit comfortable when I use both languages, Sinhala and English. So in between time to time, I will use some Sinhala words. So I pardon from these Tamil and other natives for that. So as well as I'm not going to have a lot of text here. I'm trying as much as possible. I'm trying to show you graphs and graphics as well as some photos to understand this. But here, first maybe 1-2 slides, we have to have some text here. Actually, a value chain, it's not a big thing. Value chain is something, complete range of activities required to bring a product or a service from its inception to end user. For example, now if you have an idea, that I should do this and I should make this product. And then there's end user. So you have idea and there's end user, your target market. So what you have to do from converting your inception, your idea to an end product, the entire set of activities are called a value chain. That's the very simple definition we can give, right? So it has 3 components. One is activities, actors, and functions. Right? We can understand these things very detailed when we go through the presentation. Right? For the time being, you just keep in mind that there are 3. One is activities, actors, and functions. So also there are horizontal and vertical linkages. I'm just telling you these things, but later you will understand once I go through with the graphics. So then I am putting you into a good argument. Now, what is a value chain? What is the difference between a value chain and a supply chain? Value chain එකක් කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Supply chain එකක් කියන්නේ. අගය දාමයක් කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? සැපයුම් දාමයක් කියන දෙකේ වෙනස මොකද්ද? මේ කවුද මේ වෙනස ඇති කරන්නේ? So there we take one very important word. So value creators. Value creators. අගය නිර්මාපකයින්. Value creators. So whatsoever our target of a value chain to increase efficiency and make a competitive advantage by increasing productivity and reducing COP, cost of production. Remember that by having a value chain or value chain analysis, what we are looking is to increase the efficiency of our production, which will make a competitive edge over us by increasing our productivity and reducing our cost of production. So these are the very simple things that you have to remember during this value chain session. Then we'll move to that agribusiness. Right? You all know that many of you may be coming from the agribusiness department itself. So an agribusiness, that is a business that include all the steps required to sell an agricultural product. Right? Here we come the word agricultural product. From production, processing, and distribution. Basically, you just remember agribusiness is something which brings from farm to your plate. From the farm to your plate, entire process, entire activities would be wrapped up as agribusiness. Right. So now we just saw what is the value chain here. And agricultural value chain is not again something different. A complete range of activities required to bring an agro product from its production farm to the consumer plate. That is an agricultural value chain. කෘෂිකාර්මික අගය දාමයක් කියන්නේ ඒ කෘෂි නිෂ්පාදනයක් ඒක නිෂ්පාදනය කරන අවස්ථාවේ ඉඳලා අවසාන කන්සියුමර්ගේ පරිභෝජන තත්ත්වයට දක්වා එනකම් එන සම්පූර්ණ ගමන තමයි මේ agricultural value chain එක කියලා කියන්නේ. Right. Now here you can see a basic concept of a value chain in agribusiness. Right. Now here you can see, I hope that you can see my mouse point, right? So this is a product, right? This is a product development. And then we are doing the growing and harvesting and processing and marketing and the consumption. This is very simple. We develop a product, we'll say it's a seed maybe, right? So we'll develop the product and it is grown and it is harvested and it is processed and did the marketing and it came to consumption. But very importantly, look at these arrows. This arrow, this single-headed arrow is the flow of products and services. See, this is the way of this product and services are flowing from your left to right. And flow of knowledge and information. This is very, very important. Now, all these double-pointed arrows represent the flow of knowledge and information. When you are having a supply chain, you do not see this. In a supply chain, you can see this, but this is not taken care much. In a value chain, this is highly taken care. In every aspect, in every step of this value chain, there's a two-way communication and knowledge and information is shared back. So the consumer gives his preferences and his choices to the marketing people. Then they give to the growers, they give to the seed developers or maybe the product developers whatsoever. So likewise, again, this product developer develop their new products and again, this circle comes. So this is the basic of a value chain. Right. Then, so before showing this, I would like to show Okay, that's okay. So agriculture value chain, right? So this is a bit elaborated value chain. Now you can see these three components: activities here. Here you can see the activities, and here you can see the actors, and here you can see the functions. Right? Now input supply is a function, supplying of inputs. What are the inputs in agriculture value chain? It could be seeds, it could be fertilizer, එක බීජ වෙන්න පුළුවන්, එක පොර වෙන්න පුළුවන්, වෙනත් planting material එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඒ production එක කරන growing media එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Those are the inputs. So input supply is a function. Actors, who are the people who supply these things? How the මේවා supply කරන්නේ? How the companies, how the individuals supply කරන්නේ? They are the actors. So then activities කියන්නේ අර actor විසින් එයාගේ activity එක actor විසින් කරන ලබන ක්‍රියාව. What the things that is performed by this actor, right? So here selling seeds, growing seedlings, selling inputs and services like this. So these are the activities here you can see, right? So then this is the input. Then with the input, they start the production. Production is done by farmers. What they do, they grow by using purchasing. They do purchasing. They do the spraying, harvesting, grading, collecting. So they do their agronomical practices. So then it goes to collection. Collection means primary sales, maybe, right? Or sales. So farmers and collectors do the collection. Right? They do grading, sorting, transporting, selling those things. They do grade, තෝරනවා, sorting. ඒ කියන්නේ තෝරනවා මේ size එකට තෝරනවා, quality එකට තෝරනවා. ඒගොල්ලෝ collectors ලා, right? ඒගොල්ලෝ sorting. Then it goes to the processing. Processing කියන්නේ it could be primary processing, it could be secondary processing or end processing. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒක සැකසීම ලක් කරනවා. Then wholesale or retail. ये फंक्शन ने करने wholesalers ला retailers ला तो का साथ सिल्लर वेलंगाम करना है. They do the trading. So finally the consumption is done by the consumer. So the consumer does the selection and does the consuming. This is the basic of a agricultural value chain. These are the, you should understand this, who are the actors, who are the functions, and what are the activities, right? Keep in mind those things. This will be important in your latter part. So, right now, what is a value chain analysis? Well, this is the important part. Now you know this is the value chain, right? So what is the analysis? Which means now we analysis how these actors, functions, activities behave from step to step, right? From step to step, how these things behave. So we do an analysis over this agricultural value chain. Now, true value chain. This is a tomato value chain, right? Right? Now, over here you can see the activities, right? Activities. Here are the actors. These are the functions, right? Now there's an input supply, right? Now this is the vertical linkage, right? From activities, input to production to marketing to processing to distributing to consumption. These are the vertical integrations. So these are the horizontal integrations, right? Horizontal integrations. Now, for example, production is done by subsistence farmers, producers, smallholders, contract farmers. අපි නිෂ්පාදනය කරනවා තනි ගොවියෙක් නිෂ්පාදනය කරනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් මහා පරිමාණ ලොකු ගොවියෙක් නිෂ්පාදනය කරනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් කොන්ත්‍රාත් එකක් ගත්ත ගොවියෙක්, forward sales agreement එකට ගිය ගොවියෙක් මේ නිෂ්පාදනය කරන්න වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට මේ ඔක්කොම කරන්නේ නිෂ්පාදනය. ඒතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ එකම ලයින් එකේ ඉන්නේ. ඒතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ horizontally ඒගොල්ලෝ integrate වෙලා ඉන්නේ. මෙන්න මේ වගේ. මේගොල්ලෝ step by step vertically integrate වෙලා තියෙනවා. Right? ඒතකොට actors වල තියෙනවා seed input suppliers ලා, producers ලා, traders ලා. දැන් මෙතන දැන් මේ තියෙන ලංකාවේ මෙතන ඉන්දියාවේ තක්කාලි වල value chain එක. Then මෙහෙම එකක් ඇඳහම once you draw a value chain like this, you can see where the things are moving. කොහාටද නිෂ්පාදනය වෙන්නේ? කොහෙටද මේවා යන්නේ? කොහොමද වෙන්නේ? දැන් සමහර වෙලාවට for example from this subsistence producer, it might directly go to the collectors, local traders. Same time, smallholder producers might go in local traders as well as roadside traders. Likewise, they have two channels, right? So this is the understanding of the behavior of the things, how the things are happening. එතකොට මේක තමයි මේ holistic view එක මේ නම් කිසි නිෂ්පාදනයක. මේක you have to draw this each by each. يعني තක්කලි value chain එකට වඩා වෙනස් තව value chain එකක්. එතකොට එකම value chain එක හැමෝටම apply වෙන්නේ නැහැ. So then we can see that finally household consumers රට යනවා, institutional consumers රට යනවා, and some things goes for exports. Three channels finally. Consumption. Now this is a value chain mapping. මේකට කියනවා value chain එක map කරනවා කියලා. Now more importantly, now look at this. Right? Now this is a banana value chain. මේ තියෙන්නේ කෙසෙල් වල අගය දාමය. Right? And මේ කෙසෙල් වල අගය දාමය in this banana value chain, you can see figures. Right? You can see figures here. Now, this is in an African continent. So they use banana for wine and beer, right? So 47%, now we have considered, now kesel වලින් කොටසක් යනවා wine වලට, කොටසක් යනවා beer වලට. 47% යනවා beer පැත්තට, 11% යනවා wine පැත්තට. එතකොට 58, 58% from there, and the balance might be their local consumption or any other thing, right? එතකොට මේ ඇඳලා තියෙන්නේ මේ දෙකට වෙන මේ channel දෙක විතරක් තෝරගෙන value chain එක ඇඳලා තියෙන්නේ. Right? Now you can see the figures. 47% goes there, then 13, then 3, 4, like that. Now this is the real picture of a country's production. රටක කෘෂි නිෂ්පාදනයක සැබෑ පින්තූරය තමයි මේ තියෙන්නේ. Then everyone knows what happens to the production. මේ නිෂ්පාදනයේ මොකද වෙන්නේ? නිෂ්පාදනයේ කොහාටද යන්නේ? ඒතර මේ හැමදේම අපිට තේරෙන්න ගන්න. Right? Then policy makers can do policy development, right? Other input suppliers can focus their input supply. Then the buyers can do their buying decisions. Then retailers can do their decisions. Consumers can think of the way the channel to be selected for their consumption. Likewise, now this is a very holistic picture at how a banana value chain is in action. Right? Now from here, the earlier one, it wasn't with the figures, just a mapping. Now this is a mapping with its contributions, the relative contribution. This is very important, right? So likewise, අපි මේ වගේ හැම crop එකටම මෙන්න මේ වගේ value chain map කරලා තියෙනවා නම් අපිට හරිය ලේසි තීරණ. Now we have to move to the point how to link this entrepreneurship with these value chains, right? Now I told you that policy developers can take policy decisions. Okay, retailers can do retailing, collectors can do collecting, right? Now how this to be linked with an entrepreneur, right? That's the point that I want to elaborate with you, right? I will discuss with you. Before that, now this is also a value chain drawing, right? This is also a value chain drawing done by the Sri Lankan project. But now, based on your understanding, this is a pineapple value chain in Sri Lanka, right? You can see there's a farm, and collecting centers are here, supermarkets are here. Then it goes to the consumer. And from farmer to collectors, wholesalers, retailers, and consumers. And from farmer to collector, and collector goes to processor, processor do the processing and do the exporting and go to export market. Or the collector directly go to the exporter as a raw material, as a raw pineapple, as fruits, so it export. So this is also value chain, right? Now my question, now looking at the previous two value chains, value chain mappings, is this a complete value chain? Right? Is this a complete value chain? For my understanding, this is not a complete value chain. Right? This is having something lacking. This is a good fetching, but still it needs some more figures. Now, from farmer, where's the input suppliers, right? Integration between input suppliers is not shown here, right? So basically, and as well as this is just a simple kind of a drawing, right? But it's good, right? But still it is not a complete value chain drawing. So when you are doing a value chain drawing, the best is this, right? And better is this, and good is this. Right? This is good. This is the best for me, and this is something better for me. Right? Okay. Now I think now you can understand. You can have a little understanding about a value chain, right? Value chain. So activities are here, functions are here, actors are here. This is their vertical integration. This is their horizontal integration, right? Right. Okay. Now we'll talk about this value creators. Now somebody can argue this one, all these are supply chains, right? Anybody can argue. Yes, of course. It could be considered as an extended supply chain. Right? So how it becomes a value chain? To become a value chain, it needs these value creators, right? Now from this value chain, along the whole value chain, from seed to consumer, right? We analyze strength and weaknesses, opportunities and threats, right? Actually, the word seed could be even replaced when you come to dairy and other livestock sectors. So they are breeds, right? From anyway, if it is a horticultural crop, from seed to consumer, we analyze the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in this value chain. Now, for example, now here you can see, now there are several in this value chain, from here to here. We'll say there could be a weak point, there could be a strength, right? So step by step, we do the analysis. Okay, right. Then we understand where are the business opportunities. And එතකොට අපිට තේරෙනවා කොහෙද business opportunities තියෙන්නේ කියලා. Right? කොහෙද business opportunities තියෙන්නේ. So in this way we define these value creators. Right? Value creator එකකින් හැමතිස්සෙම කරන්නේ වැඩි අගයක් එකතු කරනවා. It adds more value. So more value can come from more revenues. More values can come from more revenue. More revenues, reducing COP, cost savings, and reduction of post-harvest losses, and increase the sales outlets and innovations. Everything could be happen along the value chain when these value creators are being in place. Value creator කෙනෙක් ඉන්නකොට value creation එකක් අපි මේ අගේ මේ supply chain එක තුළ කරනකොට ඒකෙදී අපේ revenues වැඩි වෙනවා, COP එක අඩු වෙනවා, post harvest losses අඩු වෙනවා, අපේ sales distribution එක වැඩි වෙනවා, සහ ඒ අතර අපේ various නව්‍යකරණ innovations comes out, right? So supply chain could become a value chain when it is consumer oriented and based on a value creator. Supply chain එකදී සැපයුම් දාමය එක අතකයි එක පැත්තකට ගිහලා ඉවර වෙනවා. නිෂ්පාදනය කළා, process සැකසුවා, මිලදී ගත්තා, wholesalers ගත්තා, සැකසුවා, අවසාන පාරිභෝගිකයට ගියා. ඉතින් ඉවරයි. හැබැයි මේ පාරිභෝගිකයාගේ preferences තෝරගෙන ඒ වගේ feedbacks අරගෙන මේක පාරිභෝගිකයාගේ end එක ගැන හිතලා නැවත value creations කරන්නේ මේ supply chain එක තුළ value එකක් add කරනකොට අපි මේකට කියනවා it's a value chain. Right. Now, okay, this value creator could applicable for all agro value chains. ඕනම agro value chain එකට මේක add කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක rice වෙන්න පුළුවන්, vegetable වෙන්න පුළුවන්, potato වෙන්න පුළුවන්, poultry වෙන්න පුළුවන්, aquaculture වෙන්න පුළුවන්, anything. Right? හැම රටකටමත් පුළුවන්. හැම මහද්වීපයකටමත් පුළුවන්. ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. මේක universe approach එක, value creator approach කියන්නේ. එතකොට right. Now we'll come to this later. Okay. I think now we have to have a little idea about entrepreneurship. Now, this is a word actually people are highly misled, from my understanding. Then, for example, if somebody is from the will say that our faculty, a student might say that after having my degree, I will go and I will have a nice banana cultivation, right? Okay. So then I can become an entrepreneur. For me, he's not an entrepreneur. He's a self-employed. Yeah, self-employed. But is he an entrepreneur? So that is the thing that we have to understand. Remember, entrepreneurship is not common. ව්‍යවසායකත්වය කියන එක හැම තැනම නැහැ. And it is not cheap. ඒක ලාභත් නැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ දේශීය ව්‍යවසායකෙක් වෙන්න අමාරුයි. ඒ වගේම ව්‍යවසායකයෙක් වුණොත් ඒකෙන් යාට හම්බෙන රිටර්න් එකත් පොඩි නැහැ. හොඳ රිටර්න් එකක් හම්බ වෙනවා. So entrepreneurship is not common and it's not cheap. Remember that. Now in the world economy, actually these entrepreneurs are the people who keep this world economy moving. ලෝකයේ ආර්ථිකය තල්ලු කරගෙන යන්නේ entrepreneurs. Right? To be an entrepreneur, you should have many characteristics you have to develop. I will point out few. It's a blend of knowledge. You have to have knowledge. දැනුම නැතුව entrepreneur කෙනෙක් වෙන්න බෑ. දැනුම කියන්නේ අධ්‍යාපනයම නෙමෙයි. දැනුම තියෙන්නේ. You should have innovation. අලුත් දෙයක් කරලා තියෙන්න. අලුත් දෙයක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. නව්‍යතාවයක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. And you should have a risk. You should foresee the risk and you should take the risk. The crazy risk. පිස්සු හැදෙන අවදානමක් ගන්න තියෙනවා entrepreneur කෙනෙකුට. You have to work hard. And more importantly, you have to be honest, integrity. අවංක වෙන්න ඕනේ. Right? If somebody is not honest to him, to his business, to his trade, to his stakeholders, අවංක නැත්තම් he won't be a good entrepreneur. එතකොට you can see there are two gentlemen here. One person is having a nice suit, he's a businessman having a briefcase. The other person is with empty hands, right? He's an entrepreneur. Now you can see there are two bulbs, like lightning bulbs. Actually, the businessman, what he does is, he starts a business from an existing idea. Like I just told you, I would like to make a banana cultivation after doing my degree. This is somebody will say. Right? So that's an existing business. But an entrepreneur, he starts the business from a unique and innovation idea. So businessman is more traditional. His ideas are quite traditional. But entrepreneur is other way, right? Is in other end. Is revolutionary. So businessman normally he takes risk, but it's a calculated risk. You can take two types of risk. One is a calculated risk. අපි අවදානම ගණනය කරනවා. ගණනය කරලා අවදානමක් ගන්නවා. ඒතර අපි දන්නවා මෙච්චර අපිට පාඩු වෙන්නේ. අපි දන්නවා අපිට මේ ටික පාඩුනාට පස්සේ අපිට මේ පාඩු වෙන්නේ නැහැ. So that's a calculated risk. So he has contingencies for that risk. මෙහෙම වුණොත් මෙහෙම වෙනවා. So that's a businessman. But entrepreneur, he takes some crazy risk. ලොකු අවදානමක් ගන්නවා. Entrepreneur. සමහරට ඒකෙන් යා bankrupt වෙලා ඉවරෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම you can be a billionaire. So these both things are here, right? So if you want to win the race, you have to overtake in the bend. Race එක දිනන්න නම් වංගු ඉස්සරහ කරන්න වෙනවා, right? And the businessman is more profit oriented. So he's working on supply chains, basically. He works on profit. But the entrepreneur is people oriented. He thinks what the customer needs and he tries to match the customer needs. And businessman is a market player. He plays in the market. This is a regular player. But entrepreneur becomes a market leader. He leads the market. He leads the market, right? I will show some practical examples here. So this is what you should understand. This entrepreneurship is not just doing a self-employment or a business or having a shop or nothing. No, it has some features. Now I'm trying to help you out how to reach these features via this agriculture value chains. This is our point, right? So these are the actually before moving to that, I will have another 2 slides. There are some advantages of being an entrepreneur. You own your own business and you enjoy your profits. This is your profit. And you get a sense of pride. Business innovative man. Flexibility. You can be flexible, right? You have the flexibility because it's your business. And more importantly, the things could be transferable to your belongings. Generation, you can transfer the things. Now, if you are doing just a job, right? Let's say you become a general manager of a company, but you can't put your own son as general manager. He has to start from the beginning, right? So it's not transferable, but entrepreneurship is transferable. Same time, it has some disadvantages. It has to start capital, have compliances, reputation is hard at the beginning, right? You have to take hard decisions, and you can be bankrupt, and you have to work hard, long work. So everything is there, right? Comparing doing a job, entrepreneurship is very hard, but returns are very high, right? Okay. Now, that's what. Now we are moving to open. Where is the entrepreneurship source of entrepreneurship is hidden? What are the entrepreneurship sources in that DNA? Right? Api value chain na balapuhama, me value chain nage තියෙනවා gaps. අඩුපාඩු තැන්. මෙන්න මේ අඩුපාඩු තැන් වල තමයි entrepreneurship සට chance එක හම්බ වෙන්නේ. gaps තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේ මතක තියාගන්න critical factors කියලා જાතියකුත් තියෙනවා. අපි ඒ දෙකම කතා කරමු. Right? Now this is a very simple right? Now here you can see in this picture this potato, right? This is how potato is being harvested, and this is how it comes to your store. Right? Make it, you can see large potatoes, small ones, damaged ones, peeled out one with soil and everything, unsorted, ungraded, unwashed, nothing. This is just potato. But here it is sorted. So then here, look at this. This is from Kiehl's actually. I got this from Kiehl's supermarket, right? Now here you can see. Now this is graded. Again size graded. Sort karla, grade karla. मैं wash करना. Wash करला, dry करना. Dry करना क्या है? Wash करा मैंने वाटर टिका आएंगे dry करना. And see, this is packed. Now this is not a big processing. This is a very primary processing. What did they करला थी? अलग गया machine ने कराया हुआ. Body machine ने simple machine, sorting machine, grading machine. ये दुआ अलग ये machine ने क्या नाम conveyor belt का नाम ये दुआ. वो तरह का अलग के लिए पैकेट करा. एक size से මේක රුපියල් 10ක් 15ක් කිලෝ එකකට වඩා වැඩි. කිලෝ එකක් මේක රුපියල් ඔයගොල්ලෝ කාගිල්ස් එකට ගියොත් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පේනවා අර තියෙනවා නිකන් අර සහ ප්‍රීමියම් පොටටෝ කියලා. රුපියල් 15ක් 20ක් කිලෝ එකකට වැඩි. මේ කොහෙන්ද මේ ආවේ? මේ වැලියු චේන් එකේ තිබ්බ පොඩි ගැප් එකක්. වැලියු චේන් එකේ එක තැනක් තියෙනවා කස්ටමර්ගේ හාවස්ට් එකෙන් පස්සේ කලෙක්ටර් ළඟට අදි කලෙක්ටර් සෝට් කරනවා ග්‍රේඩ් කරනවා. මේක ලංකාවේ වෙලා නැහැ හරියට. ඊළඟ වැලියු චේන් එකේ ගැප් එකක් ආවා. දැන් වැලියු චේන් එකේ ගැප් එකක් ආපුවාම ඒකට උත්තරයක් දුන්නාම අන්න ඒකින් එනවා ඇඩිෂනල් ඉන්කම් එක. ඒක ප්‍රොෆිට් එක. මෙන්න වැලියු චේන් ගැප් එකකට අපි උත්තරයක් දුන්නා අපි දැන් මේක කරන්න රුපියල් 10ක් 15ක් යන්නේ නැහැ. It might take maybe 1-2 rupees per kilo. Then the price hike, consumer preference is here, so the price hike is here, right? So they are not, right? This is one example. This is another example. This is banana value chain. Now see, in the left hand side, right? There's a person who could be the driver or cleaner, right? must be sitting on this banana, right? You can see. And this is how it is unloaded. It is loaded heavily in on top of maybe 5-6 layers on each, right? Right? And now here you can see me bapu kake. Now see 75% are ripened. You have maybe only 1 day to sell it. You can't bear not. Now they have transported. Now Kihel kane okkuma then me kihel natta be kanne, right? But evat me lorry transport karna, right? It's a waste. Now see this packaging. This is a very simple packaging. Facility gatta, ambiguity and facility ganna kotama. If you can take it and wash it and dry it and sort and pack it like this. See 40% of post house process वली at least 30% of recover करना पड़ेगा मैं system में pack करला transport करना. So then एक तमाम लाभ है. So that is the game. That is the margin, right? That is the margin. So banana valuation. Now these are gaps, my dear. Them are gaps. Hari මෙතන තියෙන්නේ පොඩි gap එකක්. හරි. මෙතන තියෙන්නේ gap එකක්. අඩුපාඩුව value chain එකේ. Value chain එකේ transportation වල packing වල තිබ්බ අඩුපාඩු. දැන් මේ අඩුපාඩු පේන්නේ අර වගේ value chain එක analyze කරලා figures දාපුවම. දැන් value chain එකට එනවා කිලෝ 1000ක් එනවා raw material මම කිහිපම් කපලා කිලෝ 1000ක් එනවා. අන්තිමට transport කරලා කඩේට යන්නේ කිලෝ 800යි. කිලෝ 200 close. Right? අන්න value chain gap එක. එහෙනම් මේ gap එකට උත්තරේ හොයන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ ඔකම හරි 200 ඉතුරු වෙනවා. එතකොට මේ 200 අපේ revenue එකක් වෙනවා. Right? ඒ මේවා gaps එතකොට. දැන් මේ තියෙන critical fact එක value chain එක. Value chain එකේ critical fact එක කියන්නේ value chain එකම discard කරලා ගන්න. chain එකම නවත්තන factor එකක්. දැන් උදාහරණයක් ලංකාවේ මිරිස් ගන්න. Now when you take in Sri Lankan chili industry, now this is leaf curl disease. I'm showing this picture, right? This is the leaf curl disease. Now this once you look at this leaf curl disease, right? So because of this leaf curl disease, Sri Lankan chili industry entirely failed. Lankai mulu chili industry kama fail වෙලා ගියා. මේ right? Now මේකට මොකක්ද උත්තරේ? Now we produce, Department of Agriculture actually, they produce leaf curl disease එකට ගොඩාක් moderate resistant high yielding breed එක, hybrid එක, right? So now this is how you can see these Mahaladi seeds are produced. Now this is a polytunnel that which these things are being produced, and this is how it is packed. Then may critical factor එකකට දුන්න උත්තරේ. Then critical factor එකකට උත්තරයක් දෙනවා කියනකොට එතන එනවා ලොකු entrepreneurship chances. Then මේ seed නිෂ්පාදනය නිසා මේ තිබ්බ conventional breeds වල තිබ්බ ප්‍රශ්න නිසා හදපු hybrid seed එක නිසා දැන් hybrid seed හදන එක entrepreneurs ගොඩකට අවස්ථාව ලබා දීලා තියෙනවා hybrid seed හදන්න සහ pack කරලා විකුණන්න. Hybrid seed කිලෝ එකක් රුපියල් ලක්ෂයකට වඩා වැඩි seed 8 කිලෝ එකක් මිරිස් 8 කිලෝ එකක්, right? So this is how a value chain එකේ තිබ්බ critical factor එකට අපි උත්තර දුන්න විදිහ. Then mango. If you get the mango value chain, අඹ අගේ දාමේ ගත්තොත්. ලංකාවේ තියෙන critical factor එක තමයි ප්‍රශ්න තමයි අපි ගන්නේ. පළතුරු මැස්සා. මේ තියෙන පළතුරු මැස්සගේ හානි වෙච්ච you can see a fruit damaged by the fruit fly, right? So that is the factor. මේක නිසා තමයි අපිට අඹ export කරන්න බැහැ. හරි? Now this is the solution. See, bags are here. Right? Now bags are here. So once the bags are here, so things are protected. You can see this is I am just showing this Tom EJC the variety as an honor to the founder of this breed, Mr. Tom Lavel. Right? So this is Tom EJC mango, and this output could be gained through this intervention. And finally, we can do some nice work like this, right? So this is a gift. This is a gift collection done with mango, like in other countries, right? See, here over there. So this is a place where we have answered a critical factor in the value chain. So gaps and critical factors which are hidden in value chains create entrepreneurship opportunities. This is the source of entrepreneurship. මේක තමයි ව්‍යවසායකයෙක් වෙනවා නම් මෙන්න මේ වගේ අගේ දාමයන් වල තියෙන මේ gaps සහ මේ අගේ දාමයන් වල තියෙන critical factors වලට අපි උත්තර හොයන්න ඕනේ. ඒක තමයි අපිට දෙන chance එක. හරි. එතකොට මම දැන් I will show you few value chains in Sri Lanka. Now okay, we have another 15 minutes. Time is enough for us. So this is the horticultural value chain in Sri Lanka, right? Now the same thing we can take it out: input supply, production. Sorry, input supply, production, processing, marketing, and it goes to the end user. Now there are few other gaps also, but I am just focusing on the gaps which a new entrepreneur can focus and take it up, right? So here, this is an improper fertilizer usage, right? Now we know that in Sri Lankan fruit and vegetables, so horticulture crops, we definitely use overdoses, right? And we use lot of chemicals, excess amount of chemicals as pesticides, as well as maybe in herbicides also, right? You say pesticides and insecticides. We'll say pesticides, right? So this is an improper usage. That is why our productions, our end products have been degraded as highly poisonous things. That's a shame for the country, right? And inconsistent seeds. Seeds inconsistent, right? එක වගේ yield එකක් දෙනවා කියලා අපිට assure කරන්න බෑ seeds එක. ඒතකොට input එකේ අඩුපාඩුවක් තියෙනවා. Lack of new varieties, look breeds in order. Skill labor shortage එකක් තියෙනවා. Skill labours නැහැ. දැන් protected agriculture වගේ solutions වලට යනවා නම්, ඒ කියන්නේ tunnels වලට යනවා නම්, ඒවා high cost එකක්, highly costly. ඒකට no general person can't afford that, right? These are the problems of input supply. Then once you go, now once you look at these things, right? So there's a chance for entrepreneurs to develop a proper fertilizer application, right? A foliar application maybe, right? To introduce some alternative methods of pest control, to get into the seed development, right? New breed development, right? Mechanize this, to make some mechanization to this input supplies, right? And high cost of for the protected agriculture things, how to reduce the cost, right? Or increase the output, right? These are the things that a person can think of being an entrepreneur areas. So once you come to production, we are having small land tenure, so we are not having even nuclear farm, so economic of scale is affecting us, so it remains. So if somebody can gather farmers as a nuclear farm and do a business, so there's an opportunity for an entrepreneur, right? And improper soil management practices are there. So somebody can introduce organic manure to increase the organic matter, and somebody can introduce some other alternative soil conservation methods to take this up, right? So like that, this production-oriented gaps could be recovered. And processing, number one problem is inconsistent raw material supply, because things are coming in season. Jala mahata tama production again, but jala mahata apita export karanda bad. If you need to export, we must have a consistent supply. So got a make consistent supply then apita protected houses wage yanda una. So there are no chance for the entrepreneurs. So lack of cold chains, apita cold storages ne, warehouses ne, packaging facilities ne vai. So if somebody is going to invest on cold storages, like something like that, you have a risk, but still there's a good business, right? Likewise, once you come to marketing, product quality අපිට assure වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ නිසා quality production line එකක් අපිට හදාගන්න පුළුවන් නම් somehow there's a chance for the high market capturing. Certification cost එකක් තියෙනවා අපිට. high organic වෙන්න පුළුවන් අනිත් certification cost is high. And also අපිට market information දෙන්නේ නැහැ. හැමදාම එක්ක either it is scarcity or is a flooding, right? ඒක නිසා අපි හැමතිස්සෙම market information were lacking. Then lack of value addition. Value additions අපි අඩුයි. අපි පුළුවන් තරම් raw material තමයි දෙන්නේ. ඒ value addition එකක් නැහැ. Diversification එකක් නැහැ. Now I just show you that how mango is being promoted as a gift, right? Those are value additions, right? So these things are prevailing. So these are the points that in this horticultural value chain we can fetch. When we come to export agricultural value chains, it could be cinnamon, pepper, cardamom, arecanut, clove, coffee, turmeric, ginger. There is a range, right? Number one is the input inadequate planting materials. අපිට තරම් තවන්න නැහැ. Export agriculture එකට තරම් ඇල දෙන්න තවන්න නැහැ. This prevails in tea also. Tea small holding authority even they don't have enough capacity for their plants. So when you come to production, the land tenure is inadequate. It's obvious, right? And also there's a huge necessity of replanting. I don't think replanting. So then again, it makes the necessity of these planting materials. So skilled labor is highly shortage now, especially in cinnamon peeling, right? Plucking of pepper, right? So it's now in a shortage. Now we can introduce a small machine or something like that, right? Or even skilled labors, deploying a set of skilled labors in a roster basis would be a good business as a manpower business. So once you come to processing, then may export agriculture crops වල ලොකු ප්‍රශ්න තමයි අපිට තියෙන්නේ contaminate වෙච්ච low quality products. මේවා harvest කරලා බිම දාලා තෙත වෙලා පුස් බැඳලා හැම තමයි වෙන්නේ. මොකද lack of primary processing. අවුරුත් කම්පැනිස් අරගෙන ටික සුද්ධ කරලා වේලලා පිහලා දෙන්නේ නැහැ. cinnamon ටික ඒ වගේ හදලා දෙන්නේ නැහැ. right? වක් ටික එහෙම කරලා දෙන්නේ නැහැ. turmeric ටික අමු කහ නිකන් හරියට තම්බලා වේලලා polish කරලා දෙන්නේ නැහැ. Primary processing හරිම අඩුයි ලංකාවේ. There's a huge opportunity for primary processing. And for a large scale investor, extraction is a huge business. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි මේ extraction කියන්නේ මේ සංගර මේ අපේ තියෙන crops වල තියෙන chemical substance එක අපි extract කරනවා. දැන් pepper වල pepperine අපි extract කරනවා. turmeric වල curcumin extract කරනවා. ඒ වගේ high end extractions, right? මෙන්න මේවා තමයි හුඟක්ම මේ export agriculture crops වල තියෙන්නේ value chain එකේ gaps තියෙන්නේ මේ processing පැත්ත. processing පැත්ත තමයි අපිට අදන්න ඕනේ ඉක්මනටම ලංකාවේ. ඒක තමයි වැඩිම chance තියෙන entrepreneurs ලට අලුත් business පටන් ගන්න. right? එතකොට too many intermediate actors, too many actors in our market. ඒ කියන්නේ හැම තැනම ඉන්නවා කෙනෙක් කලෙක්ට් කරනවා යා තව එක්කෙනෙකුට දෙනවා. ඔහොම හතර පහ දෙනෙක්ගෙන් තමයි එන්නේ process එක. එතකොට හැම තැනම margin add වෙනවා. එතකොට we become less competitive in the international market. එතකොට මේ intermediate actors තරමක් අයින් කරන්න අපිට පුළුවන්. We can use this e-technology. I mean this web-based or app-based some technologies, right? And our poor presentation of our goods. අපි හරියට මේවා pack කරලා ලස්සනට present කරන්නේ නැහැ. ඒව අඩුපාඩු තියෙනවා. ඒතර අලුත් packing materials මේවට නැහැ. food grade packing materials එන්නේ නැහැ හරියට. එතකොට again high cost of certification එකක් ගන්න ගියාම very high cost organic වෙන්න පුළුවන්, gap වෙන්න පුළුවන්, ලොකු විදුමක් යනවා. එතකොට certification body එක හරියට negotiate කරලා foreign body එකක් එක්ක කෙනෙකුට invest කරලා ලංකාවේ franchise අරගෙන කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් reasonable rate එකකට, so there's a business for them. And finally, another 5 minutes. So the dairy value chain gaps. in the dairy value chain. So there are few problems prevailing. That is, we are lacking of high yielding breeds. අපිට හුඟක් මේ කිරි දෙන හොඳ breeds අඩුයි. And heifers අඩුයි. ඒ වගේම තමයි inadequate quality feeds අඩුයි. ඒ කියන්නේ අපේ ලංකාවේ අපි dairy project එකක් කරන්න ගියාම දැන් ලොකුම ප්‍රශ්නේ තමයි project එක කරන්න cows-ලා නැහැ, milking cows-ලා නැහැ. ඒක heifers වෙන්න පුළුවන්, milking cows වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒගොල්ලෝ නැහැ. plus ඉන්න අයට ප්‍රමාණවත් කෑම නැහැ. ඔක තමයි dairy sector එක අපිට දැන් මේ ආසතෙන් ලොකුම ප්‍රශ්නය ground level එකේ. හරි. ඒ වගේම lack of capital for investment. මොකද cows-ලා ගන්න ඕන, sheds හදන්න ඕන, සත්තුන්ගේ අනිත් facilities දෙන්න ඕන. ඒකට මෙයාට නම් කිසි there's a cost. ඒක bear up කරන්න අමාරුයි. එතකොට capital cost එකක් යනවා. ඉතින් financial services එහෙම available නැහැ. Right now it is not available in Sri Lanka. There is, but quite hard. You know that the country is running kind of a difficult era. So it's not easy to convince a bank to get a loan on a project without having some mortgage or some asset, right? The same thing happens for the dairy sector as in the usual in others, the economics of scale. We are having small farms, right? So input cost is high then. So final output cost become high, product price become high. And our indigenous breeds are giving relatively low yield, right? And we are not practicing enough evening milking. Hawasata kiri ganne naha. Hawasata kiri gannawa නම් it induce the milk production of the cows. So උදේට වෙන කිරි ප්‍රමාණය වැඩි වෙනවා. හවස කිරි ගන්න නැහැ අපි. So low animal welfare, අපේ සත්තුන්ගේ welfare එක අඩුයි. සත්තුන්ට අවශ්‍ය කරන පහසුකම් අපෙන් සම්පූර්ණ ලැබෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඊට පස්සේ processing වලට once you come to processing, so these chillers, අපිට collection now, milk is being now normally milking is done in the early morning, maybe 6:30, 6:30 like that. But it comes to the primary processing center at somewhere around 8:30. Then the truck or the vehicle comes to collect those at somewhere around 10. And finally it goes to the factory at 11:30. So 6 to 7 hours, the milk is in open environment, open ambient, which is very much susceptible for these microorganism growth. And all these contaminations finally being treated with some maybe nitric acid or something chemically or with extra heat. So it reduces our quality, right? So we don't have chillers, that's the problem. So chillers is a business. Adulteration or unhygienic processes are there. Adulterations are there. A lot of things have been added. So purposely or unintentional things have been added. So limited product range. So we have what we have in this dairy value chain as a process. Yogurt tikak tiyenawa, kiri tikak tiyenawa, right? So very limited things are available, right? And the supply is inconsistent. Small demand එක වැඩි, farmers ලා inconsistently එහාට මෙහාට move වෙනවා companies අතර. ඒක නිසා company එකට predict කරන්න අමාරුයි තමන්ගේ production එක. That's a big problem. So again, once you come marketing, so there's opportunity for once if something is coming to our doorstep, people get induced to buy that. There's a chance for this kind of a delivery system, right? This kind of delivery system. So so these are the basic gaps that an entrepreneur can think of their businesses. And finally, the last 1 minute. So if you, as undergraduates maybe, or whoever in the audience, if you select a good crop or a good variety, right? Or you select a good seed, then select good seeds or planting material. Select good yielding and suitable variety for the local continent, right? Good seeds or planting material. Use correct fertilizer application, correct fertilizer on timely, and do the appropriate crop management practices. use appropriate crop management practices, and adhere proper post-harvest practices. Do these five things. Select a good crop, select good planting materials or seeds, use correct fertilizer on time, appropriate, do the crop management appropriately, and adhere to post-harvest practices. This agribusiness will take care of you. So, thank you very much. I think I just finished exactly on time. So I think now floor is open for the Q&A session. So I think Dr. Menuka, you can take it over. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. There's a kindly reminder, as you already know, you will be rewarded with a valuable certificate. If you already have submitted that link, no need to resubmit that, because otherwise you will not be provided that certificate after this session. Now, if you have any questions, you can use either raise hand option or you can put a message in the chat box.
Sir, I have a small question.
Yeah, okay. You are Vindhyani, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Vindhyani, please.
Sir, in Sri Lanka, we have seen many people having plenty of entrepreneurship ideas. But the problem is mostly they do not have technological and monetary supports. How can we help them?
Okay, that's a good question, Vindhya. Now, first thing that you have to see whether these people are truly having these entrepreneurship ideas. I know they have business ideas, right? So first you just go through and see whether they are actual entrepreneurship ideas. If it is an entrepreneurship idea, there are a lot of places to help. Now, for example, now I am working as a consultant for smallholder agribusiness partnership program. So under this program, this is funded by IFAD, that is called IFAD, International Fund for Agriculture Development. It's a UN agency. So when we are doing our project works, we have a separate section for youth entrepreneurs. Between age between 18 to 40, there are youth people who are having these agribusiness based entrepreneurship ideas. So we help them with concessionary credit. කියන්නේ සුළු පොලි අනුපාතයකට වාර්ෂිකව 6.5%ක වාර්ෂිකව අවුරුද්දට 6.5%ක අඩු පොලි අනුපාතයකට අපි ණයක් දෙනවා සහ අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඊට පස්සේ once they do this business අපි හිතමු ඉන්දියා දැන් කෙනෙක් අපෙන් ඉල්ලනවා කියලා රුපියල් ලක්ෂ 5ක ලෝන් එකක් කැටල් ෂෙඩ් එකක් හදාගෙන ඩෙවලොප් කරගෙන හවුස් එක දෙන්න දාගෙන බිස්නස් එකක් පටන් ගන්න. right අපි එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඒ ණය දෙනවා අවශ්‍ය මුදල මුලින් ණයක් විදියට දීලා අපි ඊට පස්සේ බලනවා මාස දෙක තුනක් ඉවැලුවේට් කරලා මේගොල්ලෝ මේ වැඩේ කරනවාද කියලා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ට දෙනවා we give them a grant එක කියන්නේ අපි අපව ගන්න එක we give them මුදලක් ආධාරයක් දෙනවා. it's එකට අපි කියන්නේ දිරි දීමනාවක් කියලා. it's a recognition $1000ක් විතර වගේ $1000. එතකොට what happens once you give this $1000 against this credit, so ලක්ෂ 5ක් ගත්ත එක්කනගේ loan එක finally it becomes 300,000 නේ. $1000ක් කියන්නේ ලක්ෂ 2ක් දෙකට පිටිනේ. ඒතර අන්නේ වගේ there are programs. දැන් මේ මගේ program එක අපි වැඩ කරන program එක. Then the banks also have some concessionary credit schemes, but they need some mortgages, so guarantors, so whatever the collaterals ඒ කියන්නේ මොනවා හරි දේවල් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. The thing is when there no one is ready to give money නිකන් දෙන්න කවුරුත් එන්නේ නැහැ, right? ඒ කියන්නේ කවුරුත් එහෙම අලුත්ම entrepreneur කෙනෙකුගේ share base එකකට invest කරන්න කැමති නැහැ. credit වගේ තමයි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඉන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒ credit facilities ලංකාවේ available. දැන් අපේ මේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකේ තියෙනවා මේ වගේ තව ඒ වගේ USAID එකේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඉතින් මේ වගේ programs වල there are opportunities for entrepreneurs to present their youth entrepreneurship ideas. Also in the agriculture sector modernization project, there's a big grant. So if you are interested, you can still have time to submit those proposals for either for our organization or agriculture modernization project or USAID ULEAD project. So or to a bank, to maybe a commercial bank. I mean that commercial bank, HNB, that kind of a private bank, or People's Bank, and BOC like government bank, as well as development banks like RDB and SDB. The opportunities are there. So only thing in there, and for all others, that you must have a very good project understanding and a proposal with a clear market linkage of the repayment. මේ ගත්තනම් මේ උදා ගත්ත ණය හරි ආධාරය හරි යූස් කරන්න හොඳ ඒරියා එකක් තෝරගෙන තියෙන්න ඕන සහ ඒක ෆයිනෑන්ෂියලි ජස්ටිෆයි කරලා තියෙන්න ඕන මට මේක කරන්න පුළුවන් කියන ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එක. ඔය දෙක කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් opportunities are there.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So there's a question in the chat box by Tilineka Nayaka. He asked what kind of value added is available for ginger in Sri Lanka?
What kind of value chains available for ginger? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now ginger in Sri Lankan context, now we basically use ginger for the processing. Now one of the largest buyer is, as you know, that's ginger beer, right? It's a beverage industry is there, as well as we can produce dry ginger. So there's a market for dry ginger which we can even export, right? But this dry ginger needs some primary processing, just like turmeric, right? So ginger and turmeric together having some kind of a similar processing, the dry preparations. So if we can prepare this dry ginger, there's an opportunity for Sri Lankan people to do the export, as well as I said, extractions, right? The extraction of ginger could be done. So these are the three things. One is beverage, the other one is the dry ginger, the other one is for the extraction. The number 4 is, as you usually do, the domestic consumption. That is, even in turmeric also, this is the same. In turmeric, you can do the primary processing, which is you boil, you dry, and you polish. Same thing in ginger also, right? Polish, you boil, dry, and polish. And then after you can, for turmeric, you can do either powder preparation or extraction, or as cut pieces, you can export. I hope that I answered you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yeah.
With the current situation, when we start a new business based on agricultural or any related sector, as an entrepreneur, there may be a higher risk than in normal situation. So my question is do we have a plan B, or what are the opportunities to overcome those risks?
Okay. To directly answer you basically, at this moment, investing on agriculture is not a big risk. That is the foremost thing that we have to understand. At this moment, 16 crops have been banned importing, right? So there's a huge vacuum that has created in agriculture in Sri Lanka. Agriculture for people to invest in Sri Lanka. So as you know, that chili is not being imported, right? Turmeric is not, right? The other grains like cowpea, moong, even black gram is not importing, right? So now these are the things that we spend a lot on the imports. Now they have been banned or discouraged, right? Not banned, but discouraged. So this has created a very good opportunity for Sri Lankan people to invest in agriculture. As well as I said, you have to see the value chain, right? From where it comes and from where it goes. Then only you understand. Now, as you say, now I just showed you, right? In potato, a simple treatment has been done. What did they call it? So there's a rupiah, පහළොවක 20ක දවසක කිලෝ එකකට ලාභයක් තියෙනවා. එතකොට දවසට අල කිලෝ ලංකාවේ අල කිලෝ කෝටි 20ක් ලංකාවේ අල තියෙනවා කෝටි 20ක් අපි අවුරුද්දට ගන්නවා කෝටි 20ක් කිලෝ. ඒක ලංකාවේ හදනවා කෝටි 7ක් අල කිලෝ. ඔය කෝටි 7ෙන් ප්‍රොසෙස් කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් කෙනෙකුට අල කෝටියක් කිලෝ. අල කිලෝ කෝටියක් ඔය විදිහට ප්‍රොසෙස් කරන කෙනෙකුට දවසකට රුපියල් 2 ගානේ හම්බුණාත් අල කිලෝ එකකට රුපියල් කෝටි 2ක් අවුරුද්දට. right? These are the businesses. ඒක නිසා මම මේ එක උදාහරණයක් කිව්වට ලංකාවේ at this moment I don't know about other sectors but in agriculture the situation is favorable to invest. Right? Only thing that you find difficult to source finances. සල්ලි හොයාගන්න අමාරුයි නේද? හැබැයි agriculture වලට දෙන opportunities වැඩි. අපි හරි හිතමු දැන් agriculture අපි හිතමු agriculture වලට දැන් risk එකක් ආවා කියලා. How the risk comes? දැන් ඔය කියන risk එක එන්නේ අපි වැරදි තැනක invest කළොත්. දැන් ඔයා banana වැවුවොත් ඔයා risk එක. අපි දන්නේ නැහැ market information. අපි දන්නේ නැහැ කොයි වෙලාවෙ market එක flood වෙයිද. We don't know that what time it will get flooded. කොයි වෙලාවෙ shortage එකද අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. අපි නිකන් කාසියක් උඩ දාලා බලන් ඉන්නවා වගේ ලක් එකට තමයි ගොවිතැන් කරන්නේ. Right? So then of course you are in a risk. In any situation you are in a risk. But if you understand as a graduate we'll say, right? This is the best point, this is the best place for me to interfere and invest. For that you have to identify one few crops and very carefully analyze where the gaps are. Then you can invest. Those investments never fail. Right? Investment fail වෙන්නේ අපේ invest කරන තැනේ තියෙන වැරද්ද නිසා මිසක් හුඟක් වෙලාවට රටේ තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න වලට නෙමෙයි. මොකද agriculture, this is agriculture country, right? This is not the case in tourism, in exports of apparel, මේක වෙනස්. But in agriculture අපි අපේ කෑම consumption එක අපි ලංකාවේ තියෙනවනේ, right? Now you දැන් ඔයාලට පේනවා මේ වෙලාවේ අපේ දැන් many markets වහලා හරිද බණ්ඩාරවල තොගපොළ වහලා කැප්පිටිපොළ තොගපොළ වහලා right එතකොට ලොකු ඒ ප්‍රමාණයක් ඉතුරු වෙනවා right එතකොට cold storage වලට කරලා ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරලා තිබ්බනම් හරි දවසකට තක්කලි කිලෝ 25000 30000 50000 විතර මං හිතන්නේ දවසට නාස්ති වෙනවා මොකද තක්කලි perishable තියාගන්න බෑනේ හරි එතකොට රුපියල් ලක්ෂ 25ක් දීලා කිලෝ 10000ක් දාන්න පුළුවන් cold storage එකක් හදලා තිබ්බනම් කෙනෙක් එයා දවසකට කිලෝ එකකට රුපියල් ගානේ charge කළා එයාට දවසට රුපියල් 10000ක් හම්බෙනවා මාසෙට ලක්ෂ 3ක income එකක් තියෙනවා cold storage එක right අන්න ඒව තමයි ඕගොල්ලෝ agribusiness professionals ලා වෙන්න ඉන්න අය විදිහට things that you have to look in ඒව තමයි බලලා ඕගොල්ලෝ invest කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ right එහෙම නැතුව අර අපේ normal ඉන්න farming pattern එකටම ගිහලා farming community එකටම add වෙන්න නෙමෙයි right ඕක තමයි මට basically කියන්න තියෙන්නේ risk එකක් අඩුයි agriculture මේ වෙලාවේ හරිම තැනක invest කරනවා නම් risk එකක් කොහොමදවත් නැහැ value chain එකක් බලලා
Thank you, sir.
okay Shanika
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
He asked that from where we can get the technical support to find buyers in overseas for ginger and other value-added products.
Okay, right. Now if you are going to be an exporter, there are some compliances. But I will give you some hints to source the thing. Importer exporter you have to find an importer first to be an exporter, otherwise you can't be exporter, right? So now you know that in Sri Lanka, there's a place called EDB, Export Development Board කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා, right? They have some contacts of overseas verified importers. Verified කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ ඇත්තම importers. එතන ගිහිල්ලා ඒ ඩිරෙක්ටරියෙන් හොයාගන්නත් පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් number 2 export agriculture department එකේ අපරාණ කෘෂිකර්ම දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවේ ඒ අපරාණ කෘෂිකර්ම භූගෝලයට අදාළ කරන importers ලගේ සමහර ඩිරෙක්ටරියක් තියෙනවා. එතනින් හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්. ඔය දෙකම බැරුණා කියන්නේ if you fail on both these, now we'll say now you are just sourcing. Where then wakari balana internet search කරලා බලලා you get to contact, you get into a contact with the buyer. Now you still don't know whether this buyer is actually existing. මෙයා ඉන්න buyer කෙනෙක්ද නැත්නම් මගේ බඩු ටික අරගෙන සල්ලි නොදීද? You don't know, right? Then you have to verify the person. The method of verifying is you can go to Ceylon Chamber of Commerce. Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, which is at Niwantha, right? They have a market intelligence unit. They have they can verify because they are linked to all the chambers in other countries. India, Pakistan, there are business chambers. ඒවත් එක්ක අපේ Ceylon Chamber of Commerce එක link වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. So once you go there and once you verify your proponent, ඔයාගේ දැන් මේ ඉන්න කෙනාව verify කරගත්තාම, so then you have no any fear in further because they don't want to verify fraud or fake agents. So ඒක තමයි හොඳම ක්‍රමය. එක්ක ඔයා EDB යන්න නැත්නම් Department of Export Agriculture යන්න, ඔය දෙකම බැරි වුණොත් ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ තියෙන limited scope එකක් ඇත්තටම ඔයා හොයාගන්න, you can source, you can find internet එක වල හොයාගන්න, ඒ හොයාගන්න කෙනාව අර මං කිව්ව විදිහට verify කරගන්න. සහ ඕනනම් ඉතින් දැනට ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි එකේ එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරන අය ඒගොල්ලෝ දෙන්නේ නැහැ links, but ඉතින් කතා බහ කරලා shortage එකක් තියෙනවාට වගේ ඒගොල්ලන්ව link කරගන්න පුළුවන් නම් දැනට අපේ ඉන්න එක්ස්පෝර්ටර් කෙනෙක් එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරන buyer කෙනෙක්ව සම්බන්ධ කරගන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඒකත් ඉතාම හොඳයි. ඔය ක්‍රම හතර මම හිතන්නේ ඔයාලට වැඩ කරන්න පුළුවන්.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Kasun, yes.
Sir, related to agriculture, as an entrepreneurship, what are the possible ways, strategies to find the basic assets to start their business?
What is the business you are talking Kasun? What kind of business? දැන් ඔයාලට ඕන මේ business එකක් පටන් ගන්න මුදල් ටිකක් හොයාගන්න ක්‍රමයක් ඔයා හිතන්නේ නේද?
ඔව් සර් ඒ වගේ.
right. මම අර කිව්වා වගේ අපේ ලංකාවේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට්ස් කීපයක් තියෙනවා. එකක් මම වැඩ කරන කුඩා පරිමාණ කෘෂි ව්‍යාපාර සහභාගීත්ව වැඩසටහන. අපේ තියෙනවා young entrepreneurship program එකක්. කෘෂි ව්‍යාපාරයට අපි උදව් කරනවා. ලෝන් සහ පොලි අනුපාතය අඩු ලෝන් සහ ආධාර කියන දෙකෙන්ම. ඊට අමතරව අපේ U-Lead project එක තියෙනවා. USAID එකේ U-Lead කියලා. ඒ project එක තියෙනවා සහ ටිකක් මහා පරිමාණයෙන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ කරනවා නම් කෘෂිකර්ම නවීකරණ ව්‍යාපෘතිය තියෙනවා. වැවි කර්මාන්ත අමාත්‍යාංශය යටතේ agriculture modernization project එක. ඒගොල්ලෝ කරනවා project විදිහට මම කියන්නේ. හරි. ඊට පස්සේ රජයේ බැංකු හරහා ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන ණය යෝජනා ක්‍රම තියෙනවා. ඒක ගන්න පුළුවන්, බැරි නැහැ. ටිකක් ඉතින් මහන්සි වෙනවා නමුත් ගන්න පුළුවන්. සහ මට කලින් කියන නම තුන තමයි අමාත්‍යාංශය. දැන් කුඩා අතිවත අධිකාරිය වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අපරාණ කුෂම දෙපාර්තමේන්තුව වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේ ඒ ආයතනවල වෙනම ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ අවශ්‍යතා සඳහා අදපු ණය යෝජනා ක්‍රම තියෙනවා. පොල් සංවර්ධන මණ්ඩලය වෙන්න පුළුවන්. CCB එක. දැන් පොල් වවා ගන්න. පොල් වල අතුරු භෝග වවන්න. ඒ වගේ බිස්නස් එකක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒවට ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ තියෙනවා සහන ණය යෝජනා ක්‍රම. එතකොට මේ අදාළ ලයින් ඒජන්සි දැන් අපරාණ කුෂිකර්ම තවාණක් හොයා කරනවා නම් ගම්බිරිස් තවාණක් උදුන් තවාණක් එතකොට අපරාණ කුෂිකර්ම දෙපාර්තමේන්තුව දෙන ණය යෝජනා ක්‍රමයක්. හරිද? එතකොට පොඩ්ඩක් ඔයා සැකසීමක් කරනවා ඔයාලට දැන් ටිකක් තම්බ ගලා මේක ප්‍රවුඩ් කරගන්න ඕනකම තියෙනවා නම් ඔයාලට ඒකට යන්න පුළුවන් අපරාණ කුෂිකර්ම දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවේ ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ තියෙනවා සහන ආධාර සහ ණය යෝජනා ක්‍රම සරල ඒවා. ඉතින් මේ වගේ දැනුවත් වෙලා ඉන්න ඒ මම කියවා වගේ ඔය කියන හැම ආයතනයකම chances තියෙනවා. කරුණ ඔයගොල්ලෝ යනවා නම් අපි කතා බහ කරලා ඒවා අපි ක්ලාස් එකට දෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඇත්තටම අපි කැමති උදව් කරන්න ඕගොල්ලන්ට.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Ending our Q&A session, there's a kindly reminder. As we announced before, you will be rewarded with a valuable certificate of participation. So, we have uploaded the link below in the chat box. Please spare a few minutes to fill out. Please consider if you have filled the form by email which received, no need of submission again. Now, I would like to cordially invite Dr. J.M.M. Udugama, Senior Treasurer of Ag-Biz Society, to address the webinar.
Thank you, Sadisha. First of all, I should say congratulations to the Ag-Biz Society for organizing a very successful webinar for the second time as a part of the webinar series of the Ag-Biz Society. I should say it's a wonderful moment for the Department of Agribusiness Management because we had the opportunity of inviting Mr. Niwantha Kanuwana, who is a proud product of the department and who today is a leading consultant in youth entrepreneurship development, particularly in the field of agribusiness development. I've known him since my student days. I've seen him as a shining personality in the department, and I'm sure he's had his ups and downs and many, many achievements to get to where he is today. So all of us, all of you can look up to him as a role model. He has contributed to the faculty in numerous occasions, and I'm sure he will continue to do so. So, Mr. Kanuwana, thanks so much for accepting our invitation. It's your busy schedule, and it was a very highly informative session. I can see in the comment section that it's full of thank yous and comments. So that's a sign of success right there. And he's open to supporting, I'm sure, any of us willing to start new business or becoming an entrepreneur. So thank you so much for being here and generously accepting our invitation. And I should also thank Professor Jagatede Singh and Herat and all our staff in the department for their encouragement and the support. And also thanks everyone for joining in today. And we hope you will continue to be a part of this webinar series and have a great evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Renika.
Thank you, ma'am. So it's pretty amazing to know how quickly time flies. You are joining in the second webinar series organized by the Ag-Biz Society of Ionicity. With the situation of the country, it has become a challenge for us to carry out society's activities. Somehow, with the help of you all, we have managed to complete today's webinar session successfully. Now we have come to the end of the session. I would like to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt thanks for all of you. First and foremost, I would like to thank Mr. Niwantha Kanuwana, Youth Entrepreneurship Consultant, Smallholder Agribusiness Partnership Program, Minister of Agriculture, for attending this event. We really appreciate that the time you spent sharing your knowledge with us. We have certainly learned a lot about the unique aspect of agriculture value chain and entrepreneurship. Thanks so much for agreeing to do the second webinar of the series, which is already a great success due to your presence, sir. Next, I would like to thank our brilliant and truly outstanding academic staff of Department of Agribusiness Management, whose leadership and vision steered this session from day one. A special thank goes to Senior Professor J.C. Edirisinghe, Dean, Faculty of Agriculture and Plantation Management, Professor H.M.L.K. Herat, Department of Agribusiness Management, Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, and Dr. J.M.M. Udugama, Senior Treasurer, Ag-Biz Society, Department of Agribusiness Management, for your immense support and guidance to make this event a huge success. I would like to thank Mr. Damit Ekanayaka for all the technical support. Last and definitely not least, I would like to thank all the participants for joining with us. Hope you all found this event worthwhile and gained some knowledge from the session. You will be receiving a valuable e-certificate within 2 weeks, and we hope to upload all the webinar sessions on our official Facebook page. I invite all to take part in all the upcoming webinar sessions of our society. Stay safe week. Thank you.